weekend, my honey bunny and I went down to visit the yurt and to just light a fire. Wanted to sort of dry out the yurt a bit from all the moisture that's been around where we are. And also it's just sort of a nice way to get away from everything that's going on in your life. There's no internet access or anything there, so you're just able to really be quiet and listen to the fire and feel the heat from the wood stove and just sort of contemplate the season while you're there. So it was really nice. And now I am working on the newsletter for Gently Being. That's also going to be a podcast episode / podcast video. I'm trying out making it just more audio only for the this sort of almanac post / podcast I do, where I try to round up some of the spiritual dates for February and share some ideas for how you might want to tap into the festivities that can take place during the month. I have a lot of fun putting these posts together, but sometimes when I make the videos, when I previously did, you just sort of use that found footage that's free that you can use on things like Canva. And I felt like, I don't know, they just felt a little soulless. So I decided to just leave it audio only this time. And of course, oh, there's Cooper. Well, Cooper decided to join in. I have a lot of fun putting the post together, as I said, and now I forgot where I left off. But I think by the time this video goes up, I'll either already have the Gently Being newsletter up and the podcast out, or it'll be coming out the next day or so. One of the things I like to do for February is take time to celebrate Candlemas, and sort of a mix of Candlemas and Imbolc, and also really taking time to reflect on Saint Bridget, also known as the Goddess Bride. And this year I made my own small Saint Bridget cross out of just some twine ribbon that I had. Most of the time these crosses are made from reeds or straw, but I don't have any of that around me at this moment, so I found something I just had at home, which I think is oftentimes the best way to do something, and just made this really small cross, and I hung it by my door on the inside. And legend has it that on the evening of St. Bridget's feast day, if you hang a St. Bridget cross beside your door inside, she will bless your space. So I already have it up, and probably will keep it up for a good amount of February. I just really like seeing it actually by the door. I'm really happy. I almost have the newsletter, the Gently Being newsletter post done, and I feel like this is an accomplishment today because lately I've been just overwhelmed with a lot of projects and ideas that I want to work on, and then I just have them all swirling around in my head and find it very difficult to just concentrate and work on one. So I'm very glad that I was able to just focus down and get the podcast and newsletter ready. Does anyone else suffer from that when there's just like too many projects you want to work on but not enough time? And a lot of times when you come home from work, it's just like work stole all your energy, and then you don't have that energy you'd like to work on the things you want to work on. I think it's a pretty common feeling that people have. For my current reading, I'm still working on my project of really thinking about what makes art art, and what makes art made by a human different from something that would be AI generated. So I picked up a copy of C.H. Lewis's An Experiment in Criticism. And this is specifically looking at literature and how we read and what we can get from reading. And I'm just a couple chapters in, so I can't say too much about it, but I find it really interesting. And it's just sort of adding to my thought process on this overall topic. And then I'm still reading my complete works of Hadowich, the mystic. And I've read all the letters so far. I'm almost done the first part of the poetry she wrote in stanzas, but I've already dipped a bit into reading some of her visions. So I'm sort of going back and forth right now between the poetry and her visions. Not sure if that's a improper way to read when you're sort of jumping around, but you know, it's a book that forces you to slow read because there's a lot going on in the words that are there. So I'm taking my time with it, and it's giving me a lot to reflect on. It's a very, very interesting read. You may have noticed I still have a small holiday tree that is up, and I decided to keep it up this year as a Valentine's tree because it is a small pink tree, and I'm thinking of decorating it maybe with some hearts, or I'm not sure. I haven't totally figured it out yet, but I might put a few little decorations up, and we'll see how my honey bunny feels about that, because I do know they are not the biggest fan of my little pink tree, but I love it, and I find it makes me happy to put it on in the evening and in the morning. So I hope you have something in your home that is making you feel bright and brings a little smile to your face. Thanks so much for spending time with the Homebody Witch. Bye!